Hey, I hope you're well. Welcome to Frame. This show is going to be, to call it a show is a bit reductive, but this series is going to be something I post on one of my secondary channels. I'm not really going to link it anywhere except for maybe on the offhand to someone that's interested, but this show is just going to be me talking through some stuff that I've been going through, or whatever I think is important to talk about. And in the background, there might be gameplay or footage from some camera work that I've done. For this episode, it's just going to be me toying around with how to actually, shoot video, which is fun. But yeah, for the most part, it's just going to be me talking. Life is very hectic, and I think we often lose perspective on how valuable it is to just talk about things in our brain and just dump them out there so that we don't have to keep them in short-term memory all the time, so that we're always somewhat thinking about it. And with that in mind, that's why I created this series. The first topic we're going to be talking about is just going to be change, just changing things in your life and doing different things, because I've been dealing with a lot of different changing aspects in my life, especially school. For those of you who don't know, I'm a business major. Well, was a business major. I completed 2 years of university, which is, halfway through a 4-year degree, majoring in finance. And then I switched to comp sci. A pretty big shift when you consider that business and comp sci don't really mix too much, but it was a decision I didn't really take lightly. I realized 2 years into my degree, after getting work experience in the field that I was studying for, that I hated it. I despised it so much. It was so boring and understimulating that I realized that I couldn't do this. I could deal with, going to school for 2 more years, but after that, a degree in an area that I absolutely hate, it would make me money, sure, but I couldn't deal with that. So I decided that I would switch to something that I actually did like. I always liked programming and dealing with complex problems. I had taken a lot of, electives and comp sci courses, but I never really did much in the field. But I realized that it was so much fun. Even the weird theory and algorithmic analysis was so much better than just dealing with finance, and business honestly kind of just left a sour taste in my tongue every single time I finished a class that I just despised every single time I went into it, that after 2 years of being in the field, I realized I didn't want this at all. I really didn't. But it was hard to start that transition. I would have started it a semester ago and would have not felt so much pain, because, when you transfer majors in university, only so many credits actually apply to your degree that you could end up taking classes that don't do anything. They're just there on your record as a class, but not an effective one, a usable one. And you just waste time, effort, and most importantly, money. I guess most importantly time, but money also, on these classes that you don't even get to use. And that was a kind of a wall of awful that was really hard to get over at first, because am I just going to switch? Am I just going to abandon all of those classes? I've already made it 2 years in. Why can't I do another 2 years? But it wouldn't just be another 2 years. It'd be 2 years of a degree for sure, but then it'd be more years after that for the rest of my career. And that was a big step to take. And I think that the best thing I learned from this is that the worst part of doing something that you might not necessarily immediately want to do is just starting, just doing it in the beginning. It's always the hardest thing. And I know there's so many gurus and people on the internet that would give you all this advice that, you have to just start, but it's not that simple. To just start is such a complex thing to think about. You're abandoning all of your prior notions to just go. It's always the just that is forgotten. Abandoning 2 years of school so you can switch majors. Yeah, there's no just in that. But there is a just. Once you're confident in something and you've started it. That's the hardest part. Once you accept the sunk cost of what you've kind of put out there and decided to do, the sunk cost is gone. It's called the sunk cost fallacy for a reason. Just because you've sunk $5,000 in 2 years of your life, or more like $10,000 to $20,000 in 2 years of your life into a degree doesn't mean that those $20,000 in 2 years of your life really affect anything going forward. You're doing something new. The thing you used to do doesn't really have an effect other than you keep that knowledge. So being confident in what you want to do is the best thing that you can do. At least that's what I've learned from this situation. And I don't really know how to close out this particular episode. It's just going to be me saying, yeah, there's more to come. But I hope you enjoyed. This isn't going to be a really long series in terms of like length per episode, but one individual topic at a time, and maybe someone will see it, maybe someone won't, maybe someone will just appreciate my camera work. I hope, anyways. I did kind of put a lot of effort into this one shot at the end that I'm going to just pin in there because I really liked it, trees and stuff, but yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have anything that I'd like to, or that you'd like to have me run over, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from JSchlatt's Weekly Slap because he doesn't do it enough, and I was really, really inspired by the work that he did there. And so I hope that I can hopefully provide a bit of advice in areas that I know. I'm only 20, and I'm always learning, but I hope that things I do know I can pass on to those who don't know it. But yeah, that's going to be about it. I hope you're doing good, and you're having a wonderful day. And if not, I hope the next day is less bad than today. But yeah, have a good one. See ya.